What's up, H-Town? It's your dreadhead host, Hot Topic TV, and on today's rundown, it's talking about the Houston Texans roster, offensively and defensively, who will start, who possibly may not start, and also we talking about the AFC South, the coaches in the AFC South, and also the quarterbacks in the AFC South. But the key to the Houston Texans getting back to winning respectability is winning the AFC South. So H-Town, get your listening ears ready, strap up your boots, and let's go. What's up, H-Town? I'm excited about the possibilities of the Houston Texans. I'm excited about their roster, the roster makeup, and the possibilities of the roster makeup. I'm excited about the coaches in these divisions and also the quarterback in this division. This is a great opportunity for the Texans to try to rise back to respectability. This is going to be a great moment for us and a great show. So let's chop it up and get to know your Houston Texans as it stands right now. I know things can change through training camp and through off-season workouts, and they can add some pieces, drop some pieces and things of those natures. But as it stands right now, we finna chop this roster up for the Houston Texans. And I wanted to start with the offense. As far as quarterback, we have you possibly C.J. Stroud as your starting quarterback. He should. You spent the number 2 overall pick on him, as well as the dude is an accurate quarterback. He can step in right now. I think he's ready to try to lead. He might as well be thrown into the fire now because he's your quarterback of the future, and you committed to him. Dameon Pierce as the running back. Dameon Pierce was a beast last year for his rookie season, although he ended it on injured reserve with an ankle injury. But the guy proved that he can go out there and be a beast. He won the award for the angriest run. Pierce is a dog. Okay, also the receivers is kind of a toss-up because I know Robert Woods, he's a steady veteran, which would help C.J. Stroud, so I'm placing him as probably your wide receiver 1. Nico Collins, your wide receiver 2. And then the slide is a toss-up between Mechie and Tank Dell. Tank Dell is super explosive. Mechie, we still got to see, but he had around 1,100 yards and a nice set of touchdowns at Alabama his last season, but he was recovering from a torn ACL and also cancer. So we really can't put too much on Mechie right now. He has to recover, but so far so good. So hopefully he can get back into the fold and the Houston Texans can have a piece of artillery that no one expected. Okay, as far as tight end, you have Dalton Schultz. Then at fullback, I believe Andrew Beck will be the fullback because we're running that Kubiak Shanistan system, you know, so I believe we will use a lot of the fullback in that system and in that formation. As far as your line, you have Laramie Tunsil, first round pick, Kenyon Green, first round pick. You just drafted Juice Scruggs, second round pick. Shaq Mason, 4th round pick, but a steady veteran, started everywhere he's been from New England to Tampa Bay. So that's a good pickup via trade for the Houston Texans. Titus Howard, 1st round pick. You have 3 first round picks on your offensive line and a nice set of steady veterans. So this could possibly be a decent, more than decent offensive line to block for C.J. Stroud to give him enough time to kind of convert to an NFL system. As far as defensively, you drafted number 3 overall and you traded a lot to get him, but I believe the guy is well worth it. He's going to be a foundation for your defense. He's going to help your culture. That's Will Anderson Jr. Then at defensive tackle, you have Malik Collins. Then at the other tackle, defensive tackle, you have Sheldon Rankins. At your right defensive end, you have Jerry Hughes, which I think he had around like 8.5, 9 sacks last year. He's still a productive player. At your wheel linebacker, it's going to be Christian Harris. At your middle linebacker, it's going to be Christian Kirksey. And at your Sam linebacker, Denzel Perryman, which was a Pro Bowler a few years ago. So that's a nice pickup as well for the Houston Texans. And at your cornerback positions, it's going to be Steven Nelson at your left side, Jimmy Ward at strong safety, Jalen Petrie at free safety, and your boy Steen at the right cornerback side. So man, that's a formidable defense, man. That's a nice. It looks nice as it stands on paper. I know we got to get in between the lines and prove it, but that's a nice, formidable defense and offensive starting lineup on paper, and it could possibly help us propel ourselves to a nice record, at least winning the division. I know Trevor Lawrence and them are the division leaders and everybody have them pinned to winning the division, but they the Jaguars. And Jaguars flip and flop from year to year. You never know what they're going to be. Even though I know they had a franchise QB that's acceptable to being beat. As far as the AFC South coaches, you have Mike Vrabel, which is a pretty decent coach. He was a defensive coordinator for the Houston Texans for 1 year, one season. He's a formidable coach. He showed that he can get to the AFC Championship. He has the Titans. They fight like no other. So they're gonna be. He's a formidable head coach, and they're gonna be a team that just scraps. As far as the Jaguars, you have Doug Peterson. You have Doug Peterson for the Jaguars. Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence is a nice tandem, and they showed it last year by making that late playoff run and did some good things in the playoffs. And as far as the Colts, and the Texans, you have 2 first-year coaches in DeMeco Ryans, and then for the Colts, you have Shane Steichen. Those are 2 first-year coaches, but they also was proven coordinators. And I'm just waiting to see what this division do, man. I am fired up. I can't wait till the rookie mini camps. I can't wait till off-season workouts start where they can do 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, and then training camp. Once training camp come, you can smell September. And I can't wait to get to one of those games and get out there at NRG Stadium and root on this team, this Houston Texans team. I love what Nick Caserio and DeMeco Ryans is doing. And from what I hear from Case Keenum, Bobby Slowick seemed like the man to be in charge of that offense. So I'm pumped for this season, and I hope you Houston Texans fans are as well. As far as on the rundown as the quarterbacks, I stated earlier, Trevor Lawrence for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a toss-up between Tannehill, Will Levis, and Malik Willis for Tennessee. Then for the Anthony Richardson, which was the 4th overall pick, he pretty much is going to start for the Colts. They wouldn't have invested a 4th overall pick for him. He may not start day one, but the guy is farther along than a lot of people think. Plus, Shane Steichen did a great job with Jalen Hurts, so I think he's going to build a system that fits Anthony Richardson, and he's going to be a problem as far as he can be able to run and get outside that pocket. So this is a good thing that we have a lot of speed in our linebacker core. And as far as the Houston Texans, the number 2 overall pick, which I love, in C.J. Stroud, because I believe that guy is going to be a successful NFL quarterback. And he's a hard worker, blue-collar worker, and he's just willing to prove everybody wrong on every level, from high school to college and now to the pros. I believe the guy is going to be a successful guy, and I'm rooting for him because he's part of my team. He's part of the team that I represent and that I love to watch and that I love to spend money on. So I love what the Houston Texans, the AFC South as a whole, I love the way this division is setting up for the future, and it's going to be nice for everyone involved because it's going to be some competitive games and possibly a competitive division. But I thank you guys for listening, for, chopping it up with your boy and understanding, man, that we just going to stand strong with the Houston Texans, believe in what Coach DeMeco Ryans is doing, a.k.a. Cap, man, and just ride with your team, H-Town. H-Town, I love chopping it up with you about the roster and can't wait for the 2023-2024 season. It's been real, and peace.